Ayan's eyes sparkled with excitement as he looked out the window of his family's cozy home in Jaipur. The 8-year-old Indian boy with brown skin and dark, wavy hair couldn't contain his joy. He was wearing his favorite blue kurta, specially chosen for the festive occasion. Tonight was Diwali, the festival of lights, and the vibrant streets of Jaipur were coming alive with colorful decorations and twinkling lights. "Mama, can I go outside now?" Ayaan called out, his voice filled with anticipation. His mother, a kind-faced woman with long black hair tied in a braid, wearing a beautiful red and gold sari, smiled warmly at her son. "Of course, beta," she replied, using the affectionate term for son in Hindi. "But remember to be careful and stay close to the house. Your friends will be here soon." Ayaan rushed out the door, his bare feet pattering on the cool stone steps. The air was filled with the sweet scent of incense and the mouth-watering aroma of freshly made sweets. Colorful rangoli designs decorated the ground in front of every house, their intricate patterns created with vibrant powders catching Ayaan's eye at every turn. As he walked down the narrow street, Ayaan marveled at the strings of twinkling lights that crisscrossed overhead. Paper lanterns in various shapes and sizes swayed gently in the evening breeze, casting a warm glow on the faces of passers-by. The atmosphere was electric with joy and anticipation for the night's celebrations. "Ayaan! Over here!" A familiar voice called out. Ayaan turned to see his best friend, Ravi, waving enthusiastically. Ravi was a cheerful 9-year-old boy with curly black hair and a wide grin, wearing a green kurta embroidered with golden threads. "Come on, let's go see the fireworks display in the main square," Ravi exclaimed, his eyes shining with excitement. The two boys raced through the winding streets, dodging between groups of people dressed in their finest clothes. The sound of laughter and excited chatter filled the air, mingling with the rhythmic beat of distant drums. As they neared the main square, they could see a crowd gathering, their faces turned expectantly towards the sky. "Look, there's Priya and Arjun," Ayaan pointed out, spotting two more of their friends in the crowd. Priya, a 7-year-old girl with long braids adorned with colorful ribbons, wore a shimmering pink lehenga. Beside her stood Arjun, an 8-year-old boy with short black hair and glasses, dressed in a smart yellow kurta. The four friends huddled together, their eyes wide with wonder as the first fireworks soared into the sky. With a loud bang, it exploded into a shower of golden sparks. "Wow!" they exclaimed in unison, their faces illuminated by the dazzling display. One after another, fireworks of every color imaginable lit up the night sky, painting it with fleeting moments of beauty. As the fireworks show came to an end, Ayaan turned to his friends with a big smile. "Let's go back to my house," he suggested. "Mama has made special Diwali sweets, and we can light sparklers in the garden." The others nodded eagerly, and they set off through the bustling streets, their excitement growing with each step. When they arrived at Ayaan's house, they were greeted by the mouth-watering aroma of freshly made gulab jamun and jalebi. Ayaan's mother welcomed them warmly, her hands full of plates piled high with colorful sweets. "Come in, children," she said with a smile. "Eat some sweets and then you can play with the sparklers." The children eagerly dug into the treats, savoring the sweet and sticky delights. Ayaan couldn't help but grin as he watched his friends enjoy the sweets his mother had worked so hard to prepare. The room was filled with the sound of happy chatter and laughter as they shared stories and jokes. After they had their fill of sweets, Ayaan's father appeared, holding a box of sparklers. He was a tall man with a kind face and a neatly trimmed mustache, wearing a crisp white kurta. "Who's ready for some fun?" he asked, his eyes twinkling with mischief. The children cheered and rushed out into the garden, their excitement palpable. In the garden, Ayaan's father carefully lit the sparklers one by one, handing them to each child. Ayaan held his sparkler high, watching in awe as it fizzed and sparkled, casting a golden glow on his smiling face. The children danced and twirled, creating patterns of light in the air with their sparklers. As they played, Ayaan noticed an old man watching them from the neighboring house. The man had a wrinkled face and white hair, and he leaned heavily on a wooden cane. He looked sad and lonely, standing there in the shadows. Ayaan felt a twinge of sympathy and made a decision. "Wait here," Ayaan told his friends, before running inside. He returned moments later with a plate of sweets and a sparkler. Cautiously, he approached the old man's gate. "Happy Diwali, Uncle," Ayaan said softly, offering the plate and sparkler. The old man's eyes widened in surprise, then crinkled with joy. "Thank you, Beta," the old man said, his voice rough with emotion. "It's been so long since anyone has wished me for Diwali." He accepted the offerings with trembling hands, a smile spreading across his weathered face. Ayaan felt a warm glow of happiness in his chest, knowing he had brightened someone's day. Encouraged by Ayaan's kindness, his friends also approached the old man. They introduced themselves and invited him to join their celebration. The old man, whose name they learned was Mr. Sharma, happily accepted. Soon, he was in Ayaan's garden, waving a sparkler and laughing along with the children. As the night wore on, more neighbors joined the impromptu gathering in Ayaan's garden. The air was filled with the sound of joyous laughter, the crackling of sparklers, and the distant boom of fireworks. Ayaan looked around at the happy faces surrounding him, feeling a sense of warmth and belonging. Later, as they sat in a circle sharing stories and more sweets, Mr. Sharma turned to Ayaan with tears in his eyes. "Thank you, young man," he said softly. "You've reminded an old man of the true spirit of Diwali. It's not just about lights and sweets, but about bringing joy to others and strengthening our community bonds." Ayaan felt a surge of pride and happiness at Mr. Sharma's words. He realized that by a simple act of kindness, he had not only made someone's day better but had also brought the whole neighborhood together. As he looked around at his friends and neighbors, all laughing and chatting together, he understood the real magic of Diwali. As the night came to an end and his friends began to leave, Ayaan felt tired but incredibly happy. This Diwali had been special, not because of the fireworks or the sweets, but because of the connections he had helped create. As he drifted off to sleep that night, the twinkling lights of Diwali still visible through his window, Ayaan smiled, knowing that he had truly celebrated the festival of lights in the best way possible, by spreading light and joy to others.